Rose Zhang taking the ladies' professional golf circuit by storm. She's won her first LPGA event in her debut start. Let's take a look at how she swings the golf club and what makes her so successful. As she takes the club away, it's a pretty neutral takeaway in the fact that the hands work just slightly inwards, but not really too far out or too far in. Her leading edge, so her club face alignment, is open relative to her spine angle. That's not to say that that is open for what she should be. It's just relative to her spine angle. And now for a female player who doesn't have as much speed as a male player, then it's important to have a club face, in my opinion, have a club face that is a little bit more open. This is just going to allow her to present a little bit more loft at impact in order for her to still be able to get the height desired to get this golf ball in the air. As she takes it to the top of the backswing, the hands start to work around her body, and you'll start to see it at the top of the backswing. They get significantly behind her. You'll notice that the hand depth, so how far behind or in front the hands are of her body, you'll notice that they are quite far behind her. You'll see that the arm structure is quite flat. As she brings it into the downswing, you'll notice that she keeps quite a lot of this hand depth. The hands somewhat track pretty close to that line there, and then in this position here, you'll notice that the hands are quite significantly still behind her. Now, this is obviously a draw pattern unless she offsets it by something else, and therefore, because she's not hitting massive hooks, she's obviously offsetting it in some direction, and you'll start to see that this club will get a little bit more on plane, a bit more on top by her opening up her hips so significantly. You'll notice that when she gets into impact, that her hips are significantly open at impact there, almost facing towards the target. The chest is pretty open as well. Now, by having her hands so far behind her in the downswing, she's offsetting that by opening up her hips and rotating her chest. If she didn't open up her hips and chest there, that club would get too far underneath and the club path would be too far into out, leading to a lot of pushes or hooks. I also want to point out this release pattern. You'll notice that it is quite a bit of closure rate there, so meaning that the right hand works over the left hand. This is a common theme of people who present quite a lot of loft. And for a female player, you do want more loft versus less loft. If you're going to hold off this club face, then you're most likely going to have more shaft lean and therefore lower the loft and therefore lower the ball flight. But for someone who has less swing speed, then you don't want to present as much shaft lean because you still want to get the golf ball up in the air. And so that's why you'll see this right hand somewhat take over the left hand, but obviously still an incredible golf swing. She makes golf look very easy, and she's dominated the female game, especially the amateur game, for so long, and it's about time she's going to dominate the professional scene.